So I've been following this game called Bodycam for a very, very long time, and on my old system I couldn't run it, and I've recently started to play it, and I've been enjoying it so much, and I did a review on it where I said I really wish they would create a campaign. This has so much potential for like a gritty, like thriller kind of story. It looks and plays great. Been following this project for a while. The only issue is, for some reason, I don't remember clicking this, but I must have. That my specs were on the thing, so it shows everybody that looks at the review that of my like computer specs. And I admit my my computer specs are very like over the top. My specs just became like the topic of conversation after a little bit. There's some people that were like replying to like what I had said and why that can't be or why it's not there right now. Well, for the most part, it was just people making fun of my specs, and it was making me laugh a lot. So I thought I'd share it with you. This one person says these guys should make a Command Criminal Origins remaster and follow games in this style. Brick shall be shattered. Another person saying that we agree with them. I agree too. I think that'd be fucking awesome. Another person says the Frax with 62 gigabytes. I have 63.8. How the fuck do you get 62? No clue, honestly. It was on my old system too. I had technically speaking, I had 8 gigs of RAM, but when you actually look at my system, it said 6. And I have no idea why. I always just assume it's like that's like the minimum to make the system run, so that stuff isn't really like counted because it's used always. You know, that's what I always thought. Another person says you have very little time played. Busy? No, I just don't like. I'm autistic, so I just kind of like focus on one game and play it for ages and until I'm sick of it, and then I move on. But since I got this new computer, I've been playing Bodycam a shit ton, and it's fun. You know, I've had it on my thing because I wanted to support the creators for ages, but I was never able to play it. And I knew that one day, when I was able to, I'd play the fuck out of it, and that's what I've been doing recently. Another person says, would be cool, but we rarely see these like early access projects go for that far. They would need another additions to the team, more resources. It would take another 2 to 3 years, which is probably true. I'd honestly guess it would take longer than that. You'd have writers, you'd have actors, you'd have all this. So I understand why it's not here currently. I just hope that it's in the pipeline, you know? Another person says they probably will down the line. I think they are focused on mastering the gameplay mechanics, which, as far as like indie creators go, is something that they seem to focus on more than the AAA. How many times have we received a game that's fucking half finished? Like, another person says, maybe if you get more RAM, it'd be better. I know it's over the top, okay? Every time I've told somebody I've got 64 gigs of RAM, they're like, why? And it just got to the point where I was sort of, when I was building this computer, I was thinking to the amount of times where I was like looking at a game and being like, oh, I haven't got enough RAM, or I haven't got enough of this, or I haven't got enough of that. And I was just sick of always being like, oh, I can't play something. So I thought, I'll make this so over the top that I never have to worry about it again, you know? And it's been bliss, honestly, because every time I've seen a game come up, I don't have to look at anything. I can just download it. I can just buy it and download it, and it's amazing. Another person says anything would be great on those specs. Not true, honestly. Anything Ubisoft runs like dick. A lot of the racing games runs kind of strange, like Need for Speed, for example. Just because they're badly optimized, it doesn't really matter about your specs at all. There are things like games that you play, like Far Cry 3, for instance. I know it's old software and everything, so it's not really designed for new stuff. But there is no reason, really, for it to run the way it does. It's, it crashes, it does all kinds of shit. Another person says, holy specs. Why, thank you. Again, I wanted to make it over the top. I grew up poor, so I never had much, like, in terms of, like, up-to-date stuff. So the second I got a job, I worked my ass off, and I got this PC, and I'm very glad I did. Because now that it's like over the top, it's out of the way, and I can just live life and play whenever I want to. And it's awesome. Another person says, even if the mission layout is like the old Rainbow Six games and SWAT, it's kind of episodic and not really telling a story, I'd still buy it for that. if they added bots to the arena, PvP modes, and Let's Wish 4 more include survival horde modes. That's an instant cop. Honestly, I think that when they added, because they added zombie mode to this game, and I think that was such a good fucking choice. It is terrifying. It is so fun. There is so much potential for this game, and I really hope that they add some story. Modern games kind of focus mostly on multiplayer. I miss games with cool stories, you know? Like Black Ops 1. Put any modern game that's a shooter against that, no one can beat it story-wise. Ever. Another person says, imagine a stalker-like immersion sim with this gameplay. That'd be fucking terrifying. Holy shit. Another person says, bro, your system with loads of like skull emojis. Again, I wanted it over the top. What can I say? Another person says, keep wishing, buddy. I will. I don't know where all like the unnecessary venom. Another person says, really wish this would happen. And I'm like, hell yeah. Yo, what settings do you run with the amount of FPS you average? I actually can't remember what I run it at. I run everything at just like the highest possible, but on average I get around 120, 150 frames. It's smooth as anything. It's awesome. Another person says, it's called Unrecord, bro. Wait a year or two and it'll be in your hands. Hell yeah! I actually don't know what Unrecord is. I'm going to look into that. But yeah, I just love it. People just started attacking me for no reason. Like, it made me laugh so much.
911. She's not breathing.
I feel surrendered with this CJ pulled out my teeth so I can't speak. I'm just a shell of what I was. I can't